we're going to talk about this a little bit later. I have a lot of viewers, readers, listeners who feel a lot of different ways about sexuality. But I think it is fair to say that there is something to make everybody's hair stand on end here, right? There is something for everybody to get a little grossed out by in the way that sex operates in this sort of homosexual pederastic culture. So this is a good example for us of something that offends our sensibilities. We do not believe that older men should sleep with younger boys in the way that the Greeks seem to feel is fine. And that's important because in this podcast, part of our goal is to shrug off identity politics, which is a sort of way of thinking about texts that judges them by the standards of the present, right? We don't think that Shakespeare is feminist enough, which is a totally modern standard. And so we're going to reject everything that he has to say as being wrong and evil and bad. Judging the past by the standards of the present makes you stupid and deprives you of everything that people have to tell you that is different from what you currently think and believe. That's why I said at the beginning that the past is another country. It's actually a world where people think about things differently. So it does no good to shrug off the identity politics way of like condemning Homer for being racist or not appropriately woke or whatever, and then just condemn Plato in basically the exact same way. Let's not make the same mistakes as the identity politicians, right? We can't let our own sensibilities, which we can hold, right? We can strongly say and believe that it is wrong for older men to sleep with younger boys. At the same time as we sort of don't reject this dialogue out of hand because it contains discussion of that. I hope that makes sense. It's also important that Socrates doesn't endorse this. He's actually kind of anti-sex or dismissive of sex in this dialogue and in a few other dialogues of Plato. So, if it does make you uncomfortable, you also should know that this is not a dialogue that endorses this. It just sort of takes it for granted as a feature of the world. That is a little excursus on how to read ancient texts, because I think it's really important. It's important that we not just do the exact same thing in our conservative world that the identity politicians do in their sort of less conservative leftist world.